So finally, there's a number of questions that you may have missed that you missed because they were just too hard. And if that's the case, you're going to have to learn more in order to answer those right. And I've got to say that this is the hardest way to improve your score. And it's fortunately also the most rewarding because you actually get to learn more stuff. So it's the hardest, but it's also kind of the most, we'll say personally rewarding because you're actually growing smarter and you'll be able to use the things that you learn for the exam, to make your writing better, to understand graphs better, to know math better, all these things that might be important in the rest of your life. So it's really not time wasted to study for the ACT exam. So what are a few ways that you can go ahead and learn more? Well, once again, as always, continue taking the practice exams because sometimes a concept will click that just didn't make sense the first time you saw it, but as your mind kind of ruminated on it, you dreamed about it, you didn't know, you'll actually learn it over time. Not as important as it is for speed or the careless errors, but still practice is a very important element all the time. The second thing you can do is to go over the questions. So review the questions and specifically the explanations. So review the explanations. And there's two sources of explanations that I want to show you. The first source is already available for you, and you may know about it on the practice exam that you took. So here, if we go back to the ACT exam, if I click on an answer to a problem, then it will show me right here the correct answer and an explanation of why this is correct and why the other answers are not. Now, this may or may not be enough for you. If it is enough, that's a really easy way to learn the material, and I highly recommend it. Now, sometimes I find that text is kind of hard to learn from, and these explanations don't tell us enough. And so on the channel here that you're probably watching, if you scroll down, you'll see that I've started to provide answers. And so here I have the English answers, passage 1, question 1. I haven't finished all of them, but I've tried to hit some of the most important ones and the ones that I could explain well. And if you find that you can't understand the explanation provided here, then you might go over here. And finally, there's a million other learning techniques that we could get into. I'm not going to go over all those. I would just review those explanations and learn new concepts by them. And I'll continue working on new material. Let me know how you like it and how I can make it better.